author who wrote a book in the year 1918, and he said that it's called Paul Young, and he said that the future of civilization lies with the women. Our responsibility as a school is we want to empower them at a level that is quite critical. And probably one of the things that we have ensured that we do is we allow them to speak their minds. Think outside the box. We have leaders, we have empowered to ensure that they protect their own brothers and sisters. I was reappointed at the beginning of this year. I'm serving my second term. I started my first tenure in 2019, which ended end of last year, and then I was reappointed again this year. The chair that I took over from, Madam Rachel Odongo, actually laid quite a big part of the foundation that we as the current board have built on.
Kisumu Girls High School was started in 1962 as an offshoot of Kisumu Boys High School, and this was done by District Education Board, DB. Until 1977, it was a 3-streamed day girls' school. The Ministry of Education took it over in 1977. And it became a day school up to 2010, when it was converted into a full boarding school. So far, the school has had 10 principals. The first one was from 1962 to 1965. The name was Miss T. Cherian. 1966 to 69, we had Mr. E.I. Dimelo. 1969 to 1970 was Miss P.A. Ododa. January to May 1971 was Mr. J. Othieno. And then the same year, June to July 72 was Miss Rose Wasunwa. 1972 to 1978 was Mrs. Esther Owur. 78 to 1985 was Mrs. M. Koga. 1986 to 2007 was Mrs. Leah Muma. 2007 to 2017 was Mrs. Mary Akunja. And then from 2018 to date is Mrs. Margaret Mechumo.
Now, when we took over, it was at a time when there was also a change of guard, and we had a new principal, Mrs. Michumo. Now, from that time, I believe up to this moment, we have increased the number of classrooms by about 9 classes, and they are standard size classrooms. We have also started on a massive project, a 750 capacity hostel, which will cost us about 92 million. And we have also actually done quite a number of renovations. First is the staff room, which at the moment I can say is I don't want to call it a state-of-the-art class staff room, but at least each teacher has got a working space, and the environment is quite conducive for working. At the same time, we have also renovated the principal's office, and what was there at first was quite small, but what we have now is still not enough, but it can still serve. But at the same time, if you walk around the school, the environment is a bit different. You will not believe you're actually walking around Kisumu city. The landscaping has been done well. We have repainted the school about twice from the time we took over. But I want to believe that our biggest achievement was that we found when our staff had not received any salary increments for more than 10 years. And in 2020, we actually increased and backdated the salaries. And that was around the time of Corona, that most schools were not even able to pay for their salaries or for the staff salaries. But we were actually able to increase and backdate for about 6 months. And at the moment, we are paying according to the laid down procedures that have been given to us by the Ministry of Education. And I believe for that, we have quite a happy staff. And what I also will not forget to say is that since we took over, we have set up a poultry farm that is supplementing our income as a school. We have increased the staff houses. We have also set up a dairy unit. And our latest is we are keeping about 10 pigs, which we believe with time will be able to also supplement the diet for the students. Yes. Our core business is academic excellence, and that is the core business of the school, whether public or... But I believe that for the institution, one, the Ministry of Education has been very supportive in TSC, because I believe we have some of the best teachers this side of the Rift Valley. But at the same time, as a board, we have ensured that our teachers are well motivated. The students have got the best learning environment. Even our diet is actually much better than most schools, because what we are trying to do is make sure that our students feel at home, but also they find the right environment to study, and also the right mix of teachers that can help them to get the right academic excellence. But at the same time, I think what I can say is we have a very good board composition, actually one of the best, because as far as academics is concerned, the chair of the academic committee is a lecturer at Bondo University, and he is actually a maths guru, and he is known in most of the schools actually in the country for being one of the best maths teachers, and he was a former teacher at Maseno School. So he has some strategies that have worked for us. But I think what I can also say is that we as a board and as a school management decided that we will ensure that our students give the best of themselves. We provide the environment, we ensure that they have everything they need, but they give what they have. And that is why most people would ask, why don't you have 50 A's? Why don't you have 100 A's? And we are saying that each student is coming out of this school having given their best to that national examination. But at the same time, when they go out there to any institution of higher learning, they will be able to actually excel, because what they will be giving is what they have, and not what maybe they have been assisted to have. And that is what also makes us different. And despite all that, we have actually produced a lot of brains, both in the political sphere, in the medical field, in the is it aeronautical field. We have very many students who have made it in those areas. Even doctors, we have them. But what we are saying is, we have provided the right environment for our students to give their best. Because remember, we are taking students from all over the country, from different levels of primary education, whether public or private. Yes.
My name is Jamie Mabok. I'm the deputy in charge of academics in Kisumu Girls High School. I just want to make a few highlights concerning the academics of Kisumu Girls. One, academic progress. The school, academically in terms of KCSE, we have been improving. And if I take the last 4 years, that is 2018, we had a mean of 7.486, 2019, 7.8900, 2020, 8.0825, and 2021, 8.0815. Our results are connected to high level of honesty and integrity, no cheating, and our students get honest results. Even if we follow them in the universities, whichever course they have taken, they'll always be up to the task. At the number of teachers in Kisumu Girls, we have male 19 teachers, TSC, the female 36 TSC. Our Board of Management has employed 2 male teachers and 3 female, a total of 60 teachers in Kisumu Girls. Our teachers are dedicated and quite committed to their duties. And this one, we see them going to class very early in the morning, 6:40 a.m., and leaving late, 9:30 p.m. in the night. And that is what has made our results to be what it is. In terms of academic departments, we have 5 departments. That is the languages department, where we have the head of subject in charge of English, and that is what looks into all about English as a subject in the school. And then we have head of Kiswahili as a subject, and that is the one that will look into the Kiswahili as a subject in the school. The second department is science department. Science department, we have 4 subjects, not 4, 3. We have head of biology as a subject. So this is the one that looks into the biology as a subject and ensure that the teachers are working and doing what it pertains in terms of syllabus. We also have head of physics as a subject, and that is what look into the syllabus coverage and what the teachers are doing in terms of physics in classroom. Then we have head of chemistry as a subject that is in charge of the subject and look into syllabus coverage and all that pertains to chemistry in the school. The third department is mathematics department. Here we also have a head of subject in charge of mathematics, and they work together closely with the head of department for mathematics because all of them are teachers of mathematics. But these other ones, you realize that you may be a head of science department, but your specialization is biology. So you may not know so much about physics or chemistry. And that is why they would work closely, but maths department, they work more because all of them handle the same subject. The fourth department academically is humanities department. Here we have 4 subjects. So we have head of geography as a subject to look into geography, syllabus coverage, and the teaching that is going on in class. Then we have head of history that looks into the teaching of history in class and what the teachers are covering and even the students. Then we have head of CRE, and also lastly, head of IRE as a subject. So this one will look into IRE and CRE, what goes into class, and even do lesson observation for the teachers. The last department, which is the largest department, is technical and applied department. This one has got 7 subjects. The first one is head of home science. As a head of subject, she will look into all that pertains to home science, the teaching of the subject, and all that is in home science. Then we have 2 head of computer as a subject. Look into the teaching of the computer and the whole curriculum, and even doing the teacher observation in class. Then the third subject is head of agriculture as a subject. This one also look into the teaching of agriculture and all that pertains to the subject. The fourth subject in technical and applied department is business studies. So there is a head of business studies as subject that look into the curriculum of business studies and all that pertains to the subject. The fifth subject is head of art and design. This teacher that will look into the all that is art and all that is in art and design, the teaching of the subject, and even lesson observation. Then we have the sixth subject, which is head of music. The head of the subject will look into the teaching of the subject and what goes on. Then lastly, we have head of French. French is under technical, though it's a language, but the NEC has put it in the group of technical subjects. And we have the head of the subject for the French that look into the teaching of the French as a subject. We want also to look into the performance of the school, again, in the last 4 years. And with the tabulation and the data that I have before me, will attest that we have really been improving progressively. In 2018, we had a mean of 7.4. That was 7.486, and these were our grades. We had a candidate of 292. We had no A plane, but we had 16 A minuses, 37 B plus. The B plane were 47. B minus 48, C plus 45, C 49, C minus 38, and D plus 18, and D plane were 4. So the direct entry, C plus and above, were 193 students, and we had a percentage direct entry of 66%, and that was in 2018. In 2019, we registered 341 candidates. So we had 1 student scoring an A plane, A minus 17, B plus 46, B plane 73, and B minus also 73, and 50 students scored a C plus. 48 C plane, 25 C minus, D plus we had 5 students, and D we had only 3 students. So we had a direct entry of 260 students, and that was a percentage of 76%. So we improved from 66 to 76. In 2020, we enrolled 303 candidates. We had no A plane, but we had 14 A minuses, 54 B plus. B plane was 68 and B minus was 56. C plus was 51. We had 43 students getting a C, 12 students C minus, and we had only at D plus, and these were 3 students. We had no D, no D minus, and no E. In 2020, we had 243 having a direct entry to the university, and this one we improved now to 80% from 76. And that is why when we say that we have been having a progress, the data can attest to it. Computer has been a leading subject for these last 4 years. They've been having a mean of 11 and above, followed by home science, 10 and above, and the art and design also computing favorably with them at 10 and above. And these 3 subjects have really been doing so well. When it comes to 2022, our expectation is that we are going to have 90% direct entry into the university, and we are expecting a mean of 10.5 plus. Our candidates are quite disciplined, they are focused, and this is the best class that we have never had in the last, now this is going to be the last 5 years. And so we are hopeful that we are going to get now 90% direct entry to the university. Our mode of teaching is learner-centered. We allow students to do a lot in terms of their own. That is a lot of demonstration, a lot of discussion in class. And so the teacher is there to guide. Our teaching is also ICT integrated. And so our students are quite comfortable in class, and they get that which is going on because it is quite enjoyable and it is practical, and they are able to do it on their own.
There is more to life than just academic excellence. There's the other aspect of where you have to wade through the issues of life. And for that, as a woman, because of the responsibility we have, it is 10 times more difficult. Because you want to excel as a professional, you want to excel maybe as a wife, you want to excel as a daughter. But at the same time, you also want to set the pace for others to follow.
We have more than 10 games. We have hockey, we have basketball, we have netball, we have handball, football, volleyball, we have tennis, the indoor games, we have the badminton, we have the table tennis, we also have taekwondo, and we also have the Scrabble and the chess games. We have been competing even to the nationals. Like this year we competed well, though after Corona the students were not that good because it was an abrupt competition where we started. We were able to take 9 teams to the sub-county, from the sub-county. Then from sub-county we were able to go to the county where five teams qualified for the county. And at the county we had 2 teams that played to the finals, that is hockey and volleyball. And games is good for a child, for a student. It helps them nurture their talent. Like we have students who have been sponsored, who are playing in different clubs. When they go to the universities, they are able to play for their universities, and we even have students who have been sponsored because of games.
It is a school to watch out for. It is a school that has changed many lives, that is still changing many lives, but based on the plans that we have now for it, it is going to change many more lives. And I'm now speaking to those maybe whose students, whose daughters will come here maybe in another 3 or 4 years, that they will need a place to sleep. And if we start now, 3 or 4 years down the line, when they come, they will find that their daughters have a place to sleep. So we are asking that we work together to ensure that the school is, one, protected, but also to ensure that the school meets its objectives. And the main objective at the moment is the hostel, and that is what we are singing about.